This is the first time doing something like this, and I can see my glasses are a little bit off. And straighten those out a little bit. So I'm trying this out, and I hope everybody will enjoy this and join in so we can see who all is watching. Don't see anybody watching yet. I'm going to just wait a few minutes because there's a couple of people I know that are going to be watching. So hopefully they'll join in. I'm getting some messages from them, so I don't know if they don't know how. So what I'm doing here today is using an app called Be Live, which is going to allow me to broadcast live. So hoping everybody could hear me. Please let me know if you could hear me or not. Not seeing anybody. Let's see what we got here. So I have a couple things I wanted to talk about today. So I'm hoping people will join in and we could talk about it. Sorry about that. It's a little bit difficult doing this all like our. So, well, I'm going to get started here. Okay. This is a live vlog, video log. What this is I've done vlogs before where I record and I talk and I share my thoughts. I also have a website that I post thoughts to so that people could read it, respond, and hopefully build a community. What I'm talking about today is Generation Found. So I watched the movie Anonymous People, which is about the various 12-step programs. And it went a little bit deeper into it about why they should not be anonymous and how we could help get rid of the stigma if more people basically recover out loud. You'll hear that a lot in the recovery arena. I don't know if that's really a good word for it, but you'll hear about recovery out loud. What that means is they're actually going out and announcing that they're in recovery. They're letting it know. They're celebrating their recovery. I think that's so important to do. You'll see the hashtag recover out loud at various places. So, and these are people that are in recovery. They're celebrating their recovery. I, for one, believe that celebrating somebody's recovery is a key part of fighting this horrible epidemic that we are in. So that's basically what that's about. So let's see how this works with Be Live. And if everything goes well, I'll be doing more of these on live. So who am I? Well, my name is Lou Rinaldi. I lost my niece on June 4th, 2015. That's her right here, Amber. She was my goddaughter and my niece. I loved her like my own. Getting that call that day whenever she passed from an accidental overdose ripped my heart apart, ripped my family's heart apart, and we've been struggling ever since with it. One thing that we do is we wanted to help others. Amber always wanted to help people. And that's what I wanted to carry on for her. I'm lucky I have a very supporting family that is also willing to do this with me. So we are in the process of right now creating a nonprofit organization called the Amber K. Mersing Foundation. It operates under Sunflower Effect. Amber loved sunflowers. Sunflowers stand tall. They shine with the light. They let everything know. It actually goes good with Recover Out Loud because they're loud. They shine. And I'm going to go more into that word shine in a little bit, but that's basically what it is. So that it connects into the movie Anonymous People. If you could find it, watch it. I highly encourage it. Today, what I wanted to talk about is a little bit more than Anonymous People. The next film is called Generation Found. Generation Found is created by the same people that created Anonymous People. Saw some interviews, read some stories about them and about the film. And what they said was they touched into the youth recovery movement and in the Anonymous People, which I remember seeing some of that. They wanted to expand upon it. They had a lot of interactions from people asking more about youth recovery and how they could go about it. So they found a town actually in Texas that has a recovery school. So the whole school is made up of people in recovery, and they began to film Generation Found. I'm excited to see it. I have not seen it yet. I put some of the clips below on the event page for the screening here in Pittsburgh. Sunflower Effect is hosting a screening in the South Hills of Pittsburgh at the Galleria in Mount Lebanon. The way it works whenever you go to one of these, it's handled by a company called Gather, Gathr, and it's a theatrical on demand. So what they do is they allow you to schedule it, plan it, and try to get people to come to it. The charge of the film is $11. Okay, they need to meet a certain limit to actually have the screening. So you go into the site, you register, and basically reserve your seats. You put your credit card number in. You will not be billed until they hit the threshold that they need. They call it a tipping point. The tipping point is 64. So once it hits 64 people that are reserving to see it, then they will credit your card for the ticket, and your seat is then locked in. Okay, and that means the showing will happen. The date is June 5th, 2017. I wanted to have it on Amber's anniversary, Angel anniversary, on June 4th, which is a Sunday, but we weren't able to do that. Since it was a Sunday, it was a little bit harder to get the theater. They probably would have charged more, and so we figured we'll go with what they had, 7:30 p.m. on June 5th at the Galleria in Mount Lebanon. So as long as we could get 64 people to come and see this, we could all watch this film together. We could see what the youth recovery movement is about. It's actually seems really powerful from what I've seen from the trailers on this. I'm excited to watch it. If it's anything at all like Anonymous People, then it's going to be very well done. We have right now in this country and in all of our local communities a horrible epidemic. And we need to do something different. We're still working off of the addiction policies of the 1950s. Okay, addiction has changed and is gripping people so hard that it's just tearing lives apart faster and faster. There's 144 people every day dying of an overdose. 144. That is just mind-boggling to me. And we have to do more. This is a small step. This is just a small step, but I hope by attending this screening and seeing what the youth recovery movement is, seeing the people that are on a mission. This is a mission in my life, my family's life, and so many other people's lives to fight this epidemic. We have to do more, and there's a lot of people willing to do more. The foundation that we created, we're not working off of trying to collect money or anything like that. There's a lot we could do for free, and that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to promote. We want to promote awareness. We want to let people know the stigma is hurting. I mean, it prevents people from getting help. Okay, you could go see this film on June 5th, okay, in the Galleria or anywhere else around the country. If you go to their website, which I'll post on the description here, you could find other ones if you're not in the Pittsburgh area. So there's a lot of them around, and I highly encourage you to go see it. Well, I see you're exactly right, Kim. This is a revolution. It is life-changing. And that's 100% right. We have to do this. This is a revolution. What they say in some of the advertisements is just say no was a logo. It was a logo. This is a revolution, and we have to change things. So thank you for stating that, Kim. You're 100% on. So Generation Fond, like I said, it's on June 5th here in Pittsburgh. I hope you could come. We're going to be doing on that is we're going to actually have some speakers lined up. We only get a short amount of time in the theater since it is in a regular public theater, and we're limited on the time. I'm told between 20 and 25 minutes. I have several people that would like to talk, and just working out the details on how we're going to manage that with the short time frame. So part of it's going to be watching the film and then hearing from people in recovery so we can learn more. I'm also excited, very excited, to announce that Not One More Pittsburgh is partnering in with me on this. So Not One More Pittsburgh is a nonprofit 501(c) that I have spoken with, I've worked with, I've attended their vigils. Laura out there is a wonderful person. Caroline, Marianne, there's so many of them out there. They're going day in and day out. These are people that are in the depths of this crisis right now. Some of the people involved have people in active addiction. Some people are in recovery. Some people, like myself, have losses. So I'm excited that Not One More is along with me on this. And all we're trying to do is promote the screening of it and get as many people to see this film as possible. I also have another organization that's partnering with me, Starting Over PA. I met Adrian a little shortly after Amber passed. I spoke at the Fed Up rally in June 15 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and met Adrian. I met Laura. I met a lot of people, and we had built a good bond. So we talked about it, and she is 100% on board with this. So it's going to be a couple organizations then. And like I said, this isn't a fundraising event. This is a screening and an awareness event. We want to make people aware is what we want to do. And also let you know that there's places that you could reach out to for help and people that are out there for help. The amount of people that are willing to help, you wouldn't believe. I mean, there are a lot of them out there. So please check that out. Like I said, you could register at Gather. Okay. I'm going to put the link in there. If you're not in the Pittsburgh area, please check for where you could find the film. The screening's all over the place throughout the country. You could go through it. You could register your seat as long as they hit their tipping point, which it seems like almost all of them are, because this is a groundbreaking film. The youth recovery movement is going strong, and we need it stronger. We need it stronger to stop the crisis that we're in. Okay, so, but now, like I said, I'm not able to share any pictures or videos or anything like that on the way this live stream is, but on my event page as well as on the Gather site. And if you just do a search on Facebook, which I'll put the links on for Generation Fond, you could see what the film's about. You could see the trailer that they put together. I'm excited to watch it, like I said. And I'm excited to join in with some wonderful people on it. I've also been meeting some other, they call them team captains. So I've been meeting some team captains online that are hosting their events throughout the country. And their stories are inspiring. This is a mission in my life. My life's mission is to help this crisis, to help end this crisis. We have to do more. I want to switch up topics a little bit here and talk about the stigma. Okay. There is such an overpowering stigma associated with addiction, overdose, and recovery, as well as mental illness. And I believe that mental illness leads to addiction is one of the courses. Not always, but it is one of them. People that have depression can end up going that way. You could have people that are suffering from abuse. There are so many reasons to go towards it. But the stigma is what I want to talk about. The stigma has to end. Okay. There are people that need help, and we have to give them the help. Okay. You cannot put people down because they need help. Okay. Um, Me personally, I am tired of seeing pictures of people in the middle of an overdose and videos of people in the middle of an overdose. Help the person. Call the police. Get them 911 and help them so they can recover. You are taking a picture of a person at their lowest point when they're dying. They are dying and you're taking a picture. It just, it irritates me like no end. And we have to stop it. Okay. People are already suffering from a lot of shame when they're in addiction. When you're suffering from addiction, you're doing things that you would never have thought you would do. And then to go and add on that stigma of people pushing you down further. Okay. They're calling you junkies. They're calling you all kinds of names. You know, you may have made a choice at one point. One start, it might have been a choice. Okay. Everybody's made choices that are silly and wrong. Not silly, but wrong. You know, I know I've made choices I regret. Okay. I've experimented with substances. Okay. I've also drank when I was underage. You know, that's what happens. Kids rebel. Kids do things. That's normal. But we need to stop it because it is too dangerous with what they could get their hands on. It's not the same as it was 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. Okay. People that can get marijuana. Everybody likes to talk about marijuana. I'm not going to go right on to the marijuana topic as much as the other types of synthetic marijuana. Synthetic marijuana is very dangerous. My wife and I were on our way to an event once, and we saw somebody called 911. They were walking in the middle of the street. It was just so sad seeing the way this person was. And it was in a dangerous situation where they could have got hit by a car and got killed. You know, and that's from synthetic marijuana. Okay. So we have to do more. We have to end the stigma. I believe strongly in empathy. Okay. Empathy. Put yourself in another person's spot. Okay. You might say, well, I'd never make that choice. I wouldn't do that. My kids aren't going to do that. You don't know that. Okay. You could have a star athlete. They could get hurt on the field, playing baseball, playing softball, playing football, cheerleading, whatever. And then they're put on narcotics. Okay, the narcotics that are being prescribed are highly addictive. Okay, they are highly addictive. They are opioids. Okay, that's how a lot of people start. You start with a prescription medication. You may have been prescribed it legally and then start getting it illegally. And then you're going to end up getting cut off at some point, or it's cheaper to buy heroin. You might snort it. Next thing you know, you're injecting it. Nobody knows. This disease does not discriminate. It does not. You could have an honor roll student. You could have a star athlete. You could have whoever it is. It could hit anybody. It hits lawyers. It hits senators. It hits everywhere. We have to end the stigma. Understand they need help. I'm not saying to remove accountability from a person for anything they've done. I am saying to show empathy and offer them help. Pray for them. If you're that, send good thoughts to them. If you see if they're in the middle of a tragic event, such as an overdose, use your phone to make a 911 call. That makes a lot more sense than sitting there taking a video and making jokes about it. Call 911 and get the person the help they need. Okay. I could go on talking about stigma, and I'm not going to, because the main topic of today's vlog was going to be about Generation Found. I highly encourage you to go see the film. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, please check out my Facebook page here, Sunflower Effect here, and register for a seat. I would love to have you there. You can reach out on Facebook and message me. I'm on Twitter. I'm pretty active on social media and trying to raise awareness. I'm going to go with one other, I have two other topics actually. What I've been doing with the Sunflower Effect, and I mentioned a little bit about the word the shine, is a sunflower shines. I met a wonderful young lady several weeks ago, and she described what I was calling heart passion in the eyes of a person in recovery. She described it as a shine. And I was just like, wow, that's 100% right, the shine. And I just loved it, and I said, we have to do that. So I got some videos on our YouTube channel, which I share on, of sharing the shine, sharing people that are in recovery and how happy they are. They went down to depths that are unimaginable to so many people, homelessness, and a lot worse, and I'm not going to mention. You can watch their videos. I have a new one coming up from a fellow I met through a local city councilwoman. Thank you for that, Natalia. And him and I have been working a lot on some other things. He's coming up on 7 years clean from his addiction, and he's in his 50s. He had a good job. He had everything going for him. Was not the stereotype of somebody that would be addicted. So we have to, end that. So the Shine, what it is it's a video series, I guess you want to call it, that I'm trying to put together with people in recovery that are willing to speak. Okay, they're going to recover out loud. They're going to tell their story, and they're going to share their shine. Because the people in recovery that I've met, a lot of them are just so wonderful. You're going to have your bad ones just like anywhere. But the real people that are in recovery, truly in recovery, are willing to do anything for anybody to help them get clean. Okay? So, yeah, check it out. It's called The Shine. I have one of them available right now. Another one I have to start editing that I filmed earlier today. That's a longer one that I did today, but hearing him talk is just inspiring. One last thing before I let everybody go for their Sunday evening is I have an exciting announcement to make. I've shared some videos and some posts from a person that I've come to be inspired by myself. He's in South Carolina. He runs a facility down there, and he helps out a lot of people. He's from Pittsburgh. He comes to Pittsburgh every now and then. We have Rich Jones of Favor, South Carolina. I'm going to be doing a discussion with him on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Okay, so you can come back to the site. I'm going to be scheduling it here shortly. Him and I have been chatting online. I just really love everything he's been putting together in his mission. His mission is just like my mission. We want to help people. We want to end this epidemic. So please come back on Wednesday at 5 and let's talk. Let's hear what Richard has to say. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to share some of the posts that he has shared that really touched me. A video I already shared that I just loved. And we're going to go from there. And I have others coming up already. I have Laura is going to be talking to me from Not One More, as well as we're going to hear from Adrian from Starting Over about her testifying before the heroin task force in Washington, D.C. So I know I'm excited to hear about it. I've talked to her already. We did some trial runs on how we're going to do this. And that's going to be coming up also in the very near future. I'm not seeing too much out there right now. So once again, Kim, I totally agree. We need Narcan. I mean, we have to save lives. We have to save lives. So with that, everybody, my first live vlog on Facebook is going to come to a close. And I want to thank you for watching and listening. Please check back, and don't forget, on this Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to have a discussion with Richard Jones of Favor, South Carolina, and I know that's going to be an amazing talk. So thank you very much.